On today's episode, we're going to break down the beef between Bo Nickal and Jordan Burroughs, two of the elite of the wrestling community. 7-time world champion Jordan Burroughs, one of the absolute GOATs in our sport, versus Bo Nickal, one of the more recent GOATs in our sport, somebody who is building his own name and legacy in the UFC these days. But nevertheless, these two got into it recently, so let's check it out. Getting this article from MMAfighting.com since they happen to cover it. UFC middleweight Bo Nickal isn't backing down from his criticism toward Olympic gold medalist Jordan Burroughs following a fiery exchange during the recent NCAA Wrestling Championships. The altercation between the two champions started when Burroughs provided commentary for the ESPN broadcast as Penn State's Carter Starachi took home his fourth title with a 2-0 victory, despite dealing with a serious knee injury that many speculated could have been a torn ACL. During the match, Burroughs told UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier that Starachi's opponent should definitely target that injured leg in competition. It didn't exactly go down like that, so why don't we go ahead and check out the commentary in question.
Very tiresome.
Jordan, if you're Rocco Welsh, are all your attacks going to the bandaged leg?
Absolutely. I'm
right?
attacking that thing like crazy. But you know what? Rocco.
Here's the thing. Let's go ahead and listen to that back one more time.
Hand fight. This is very tiresome.
Jordan, if you're Rocco Welsh, are all your attacks going to the bandaged leg?
So Daniel Cormier kind of sets Jordan Burroughs up for this. It's not like Jordan Burroughs brought this up out of nowhere. And let's be honest, I think Daniel Cormier knew the answer to that question.
Absolutely. I'm
right?
attacking that thing like crazy. But you know what?
He says, I'm attacking that thing like crazy, which is probably the thing, the way he said it, that probably made Bo Nickal mad. But still, once you read what Bo Nickal had to say and hear what Bo Nickal had to say, it'll seem like quite an overreaction, at least at this point. But there was a second moment in this whole exchange that Bo Nickal talked about. So why don't we go ahead and listen to that, and then we'll get to see what Bo Nickal's reaction was.
Jordan? Man, I tell you what, he said April 19th and 20th. I know a guy that's going to be there. And I'd love to see him. I tell you what, if him and I meet each other in the bracket, I'm going right for that right leg. He won't disclose the injury, but man, he's looked great. On a more serious note, Carter Starachi has had a phenomenal career.
So that is the part that Bo Nickal did not like. He did not like that Jordan Burroughs openly admitted he would be attacking that right leg. But it seems to me like that's pretty obvious that Jordan Burroughs was saying that in what would appear to be a joking manner, at least between you and I. That's what it would seem like, but we don't know everything that happens beyond the scenes. And I have a feeling that there is a deeper, I don't want to say hatred, but dislike or disdain between Jordan Burroughs and Bo Nickal. So maybe we can look into that more. But let's go check out to see what Bo Nickal had to say. So Bo Nickal originally tweeted the following: really classy Jordan Burroughs as a commentator saying you target Starachi's injury in competition. Sad that you think that way, and even if you do, you should keep that to yourself. It's unprofessional. For all your accomplishments, I would expect more. To which Jordan Burroughs responded, you punch guys in the face for a living, shut up. Now, this I think is kind of an L for Jordan Burroughs, considering the fact that Jordan Burroughs has talked about doing MMA for years now, and even recently has talked about doing MMA. And you're kind of saying this in a slanderous way towards Bo Nickal, who's actually doing the thing that you have said for years that you are yourself are going to do. But I also think Jordan Burroughs was also saying this in a manner such as, you're saying it's classless, as in Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal saying it's classless to try to purposefully injure somebody when you know that they have an obvious injury. But Jordan Burroughs is saying you injure people for a living, so what are you talking about? Shut up. So I think that's kind of the lane that Jordan Burroughs was saying in that response. However, it's kind of sounded like he was trying to punch down on Bo Nickal's profession. But like I said, he's been so vocal in the past about wanting to do MMA. But it didn't stop there. Bo Nickal has his own podcast, his own YouTube channel, which you guys should go watch and check out. And you guys should go check out the full length of this podcast segment. But let's check out to see what he had to say on his podcast after the fact.
Why? And again, it's not his moment. So why take a guy's 4th national title and, you know, one of the biggest moments in his career and make it about yourself? To me, it just shows his character. And the thing that bothers me is that nobody sees this. You know, he always tries to act like an ambassador of the sport and, oh, you know, congratulations to Penn State. I'm so proud of you guys and what you're doing. Bro, you're a freaking fraud. You just want to make it about yourself. So relax. Don't come at our guys. And don't act friendly to me when I see you, because I guarantee you it'll, you know, try to see me and be like, what's up, Bo? Dap it up. Be cool. I'm like, bro, no, we're not cool. Like, I don't really care to be cool with you. So, you know, it is what it is. And again, it's not his moment. So why take a guy's 4th national?
Okay, so he says that Jordan Burroughs is making it about himself. However, I don't know if he's just not realizing in that moment that Daniel Cormier is the one who asked Jordan Burroughs. Also, ESPN is the one who asked Jordan Burroughs to come on there and be a commentator. So he's going to talk about these things from his own perspective, especially when asked, right? But I think what's going on here is Bo Nickal is obviously teammates with Carter Starachi. He's obviously teammates with David Taylor. He's obviously teammates with Kyle Dake. A bunch of guys that have had to wrestle Jordan Burroughs in the past. And Jordan Burroughs in his past has definitely been not afraid to talk a little smack when it comes to wrestling. He got into it with Khabib back in the day. He got into it with Camizo back in the day. He's got into it with Zahid. He's got into it with David Taylor multiple times. He's got into it with Kyle Dake famously on FRL in the past. And so it's not like there's no history between Jordan Burroughs and all these Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guys, all these Penn State guys. And then when you're Bo Nickal and you're listening to Jordan Burroughs talk about attacking an injured teammate, you could see how Bo Nickal would be like, I don't like that. I do think this was a pretty strong overreaction from Bo Nickal. And I watched the full length segment of this podcast, and it's not really like it gets any better, or it's not like StaleMates clipped a bad part of the segment. It's right away in the podcast, and it goes on for about 5 minutes. So you guys can please go check it out and let me know if this is a bad edit for Bo. But I believe he said it. He said it on his own podcast. He wanted it out there for the world to know. Some people think this maybe is in promotion for UFC 300. I don't think so, because this is pretty much only alienating the wrestling community, which was behind Bo in the first place. So if anything, he doesn't want to make those people mad. Those people have his back. But regardless, he wanted this to be known that he thinks that Jordan Burroughs is a fraud. Let's check out what the wrestling community has to say about this. Sounds very Penn State to me. Who the F is that guy? There's no bigger fan of Jordan Burroughs than Jordan Burroughs. Billy Baldwin chimed in saying you're better than that, but wants to fight everybody now that he's in the UFC. Relax. It seemed like most of the comments wanted to back Jordan Burroughs, which Jordan Burroughs is like royalty in the wrestling community. So Bo's not afraid to go at the king, but if you go at the king, you best not miss, as they say. And it seems like this time around, Bo Nickal might have missed. He might have bit off more than he can chew. However, he has his chance at redemption through his teammates in a couple weeks at State College when the U.S. Olympic World Team Trials will be hosted at Penn State. And let's see who's all going to be involved. Okay, so when we go to 74 kgs, which is the weight that Jordan Burroughs will be at, he's going to have to wrestle Kyle Dake from the Titan Mercury / Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. And we got an ad. He's going to also have to go through Mitchell Messenbrink from the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. He's also going to have to go through Jason Knoll from the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Alex Facundo, the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Those are a lot of guys, not to mention Carter Starachi, the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. All these guys train at Penn State. So Jordan Burroughs is going to have to defeat the Penn State Avengers at the end of the month at their home facility. So Bo Nickal is going to have all the opportunity in the world to dunk on Jordan Burroughs during his moment. I don't know if I like to see this, but it is kind of interesting because Penn State and the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, they don't take too many L's. They really don't. They kind of do everything right off the mat. They obviously just won NCAAs by 100 points. Most of our world team seems to be training at the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. So Jordan Burroughs represents more than just being a, elite champion, Mount Rushmore kind of guy for the wrestling community. He's been a great ambassador for the sport for so long. He's well respected amongst many countries. He's a GOAT. I mean, he's the king, like King Burroughs. It's been going on for a long time now. But he also, in this specific scenario, represents everybody that hates Penn State for winning. And Bo Nickal, whether he is right or wrong in his critiques of Jordan Burroughs' commentary, it seems to me like there's more at play here. I want to show you guys this clip from FRL a while back where David Taylor was on there and saying that he wants to fight him. Now, this was posted roughly, it's saying that he wants to fight Jordan Burroughs. Jordan Burroughs had recently posted footage of him boxing or something like that on his Instagram. David Taylor went on FRL to talk about something else. And they asked him about fighting Jordan Burroughs because I think he had commented on there or called him out or something like that. But nevertheless, let's check this out.
Jordan Burroughs versus David Taylor is the fight. Guys, that's the fight. He's had no fights. You've had no fights.
It's the fight to make. 100%.
Ah, yeah.
100%. Jordan loves to dabble in things and just like see. I'm not dabbling. Like he's did his little MMA thing. I said I'll fight you no matter what you want to do. I'm in. You want to fight? Let's do it. And he didn't respond, which I feel like when you called out for a fight, you got to answer that question. So without a doubt, like we're neutral. We both have no fighting background.
Yeah, 0-0.
We both have big brands. We have a world level drawing concept, and we both would enjoy punching each other in the face. So, I mean, I think that, it's a fight to make. So, I'm ready. Jordan's ready. I'm ready to go. After 2024, let's book it.
So, what's going on here? That seems like he said we would both enjoy punching each other in the face. They're not fighters. They're wrestlers. But they want to punch each other in the face. So, to me, it's very obvious that there's some sort of hidden beef that the world does not know between Jordan Burroughs and whatever's going on at Penn State. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this whole exchange. If you guys like videos like this, let me know that as well. If not, I don't know what to tell you. I'll see you guys next time.